Jesus, that intro fucking loud as fuck in my ear. Yo. What the fuck? Yo. I just started the stream. Yui. Thank you for the raid. Dong slide, welcome. Appreciate it. Oh my god. Alright, this song is too much. What's up, what's up? How you guys doing? Hello, hello. What is going on? What is going on? How's your stream? So you played a little bit of a League of Legends? Hope it was a good stream. Thank you for the raid. I actually got an ice cream right now, chat. Some mochi ice cream. It's pretty nice. Also, it's kind of sticky. How do I eat this? Oh my god. Hold up. Oh, there we go. Yep. Oh my god, it's so sticky. Jesus Christ. Just put it in your mouth? Well, no shit. But it is, how do I you guys want to see it? Hold up. So sticky, it's all over the place. Oh my god. It's so big. Oh my god. Ah, shit. Fuck. It's so cold. Brain freeze. Fuck. Ah. Okay. I shouldn't do that. Will you ever finish Halo Infinite? You're asking a question that you already know the answer for. We're doing something sticky. Yeah. What's up, sexual innuendo Yua? How you doing? Oh my god, brain freeze. Oh, okay. I bite the ice cream. Ah, not a good idea. Holy shit. Alright, this music's a little bit too much. I changed to something like, let's try this. Too chill. Oh my god. You even have the forest sound. How you guys doing, chat? What's up, what's up? How's your Sunday been going so far? Hope you guys are doing aight. Man, ice cream's nice. I should eat them more. Chillin', about to go to bed. Yeah, it's midnight. I'm only doing the stream just for the Xbox Bethesda, so this is not gonna be a long stream. This is just to check out the Xbox Bethesda games showcase. It's probably gonna last for like an hour, and then we'll check out what is what and all that stuff. You know, the usual. Probably gonna be the similar stream to the Summer Game Fest one. But yeah. It's hot as fuck in Germany though. It's hot as fuck everywhere, I think. It's pretty hot in here as well. During the day. When it's not raining. Had a great recovery hunt session today. That's cool, that's cool. Doing great now that Origin saved my day. Saved your day? Test 6? Ooh. I do feel like I want to say that they should do that, but confidently, I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they're gonna show anything regarding Test 6, but probably Starfield. Probably. Big maybe. Because the past couple official showcase that they do for Starfield is kind of leaning towards that Starfield is probably gonna release first, and then Elder Scrolls 6. That's what I would guess, but hey, we'll see. I don't feel as confident as I did yesterday, Cock. The fact that you still type in Cock in the chat, you're pretty good, man. You're pretty good. Best Sunday. I have not moved a muscle the whole day. Nice, nice. Alright, if it's one of those days, and it's on Sunday, you know, you're chilling, man. Chilling. We're chilling out of here. Same. Oh shit. Dead Body roleplay. But wasn't Starfield delayed? Well, yeah, but at least they're gonna show something. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a delay, the developer tend to like want to show something at least to keep the hype up. You know? 28, 23. They better release Test 6 while Skyrim Grandma can still play it. Amen. Amen for that. I wish her a very healthy years ahead. I'm talking about my exam, not stream. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's okay, man. You got this. You got this regarding the exam. Hope you guys don't mind, by the way. I'm kind of finishing up my dinner. I pretty much know nothing about Starfield other than it's a space Skyrim. I mean, I don't know if I'm the one that is lacking research about it, but I'm gonna be honest, I know nothing about Starfield. Not a slight of hint of how it's gonna play or anything like that. All I know is that it's a fucking space game. And that's about it. I hope it's not a space Skyrim. I hope it's more than that. I don't know. You know? Shit, my water's empty. I gotta refill it. Oh no, someone is still on follow. We have 7 follows too much. Okay. Okay, wait, let me update that. Should I update the list or the list, the goal, or should I just erase that? I don't know. I just want to put it as like 1,000, and that's it. They just increase the goal for that. 1.1k. Sure. Oh, I gotta change the subs one as well. Let's do 1.25. Yeah. The number sounds a lot more interesting to achieve. I don't know. We're talking about a company that released Skyrim 10 years in a row. True. What do you think, Saints? What are your boss gonna do this time?
Here's the one here. Okay, listen, hear me out.
Rakite, or Rakite. Sorry if I butcher your pronunciation, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, welcome. Welcome. I work for Ubisoft. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I think you work for Xbox. My bad. Okay. 1 second. Okay, I updated it. Oh my fucking god. Oh, the stream's live. We got 17 more minutes until it's actually live. You know, let's actually watch it on Twitch, so less delay going on. Dude, have you guys seen the whole Ackman situation? Thanks to Saints Flow, we're keeping up to date with that one. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of lame what's happening with it, but yeah, man, kind of expected it. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of expected it. It is what it is. Well, it's not really. It is what it is, but yeah, it kind of shucks, man. It kind of shucks. Fun fact: the last time Jared Leto had a good role was in 2009's Mr. Nobody. All right, you gotta do him dirty like that, huh? Come on, man. Don't you guys like the Joker, Jared Leto? How the fuck does he laugh again? Oh shit. That's so fucking weird. Oh fuck. Well, when are you gonna starting drama with someone? I'm not gonna fucking start a drama with someone. You know what? I'm gonna start a drama with you guys. You know what, chat? You guys are slightly ugly. Boom. Your hair is not a line. Yeah, frick you. Your mom can slice cucumbers. What? Okay, that one's pretty random. I like that. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, oh shit. Alu got warned by Fosa Bot Monka Giga. I don't even know that's a thing. Leave it to YouTube to fuck something up. Almost so impossible to fuck up. I've not seen one movie with him. Ah, shit. Dude, if you haven't seen a Requiem of a Dream, you should. It's such a good movie. And Jared Leto in it. It's a really good movie. No meme, no joke, no cap. Real good, real good. Real nice, real nice. Oh, wait, hold up. One sec. Sorry, I just gotta make sure the cat bowl is filled. I thought I forgot to feed the cats. Netflix the only thing I
Big
have right
cock,
now.
small cock doesn't matter cause you got no girlfriend. Yay Sag, yay Sag, yay Sag.
Why is it saying like that? Yay Sedge, yay Sedge. Is it on there? I have no idea. You should probably check it out. I'm actually not subbed to Netflix currently. Since when does Rad watch movies about drugs? It's a legendary movie, okay? It's a classic. I watch it literally like way back in the... At your stream, I'm addicted. Fuck you. What? Nice. According to plan. The cat boy is filled? Huh? Huh? Cat bowl. The food bowl, man. The bowl where you feel the food. You should, man. You should. Let's put the countdown. Stream. Boom. There you go, the glorious countdown. Oh shit! Oh shit! Look at the logo, goddamn. Stream till 2 a.m? Probably. The showcase probably gonna end in an hour, which means like 1 a.m. my time. But yeah, we'll see. We're probably gonna check out some other stuff and then, yeah. We'll see. If there's more exclusive than State of Play. I hope not. More people who are able to play the games as listed, the better. But obviously that's not gonna happen. Like there's always gonna be an exclusives, but less exclusive the better. For sure. Oh show. Dude, Sony fuck me, same. What? Honestly, I cannot think of any games that would show in this showcase that is not like already known. Like I cannot think of any world premiere is what I'm trying to say. Like what are they gonna announce? Fucking Doom 3? Or which is I don't know, I think it's not gonna happen too soon. Eternal is still fresh-ish. Prey 2? Nah. They're not doing a sequel for Prey, I think. Another Halo? Probably not. Halo Battle Royale? Possibly. That's possibly gonna happen. I can see that. Me and my boomer ass still wish for a Quake sequel in some way. Just any Quake. Just that it doesn't have dumbass progression system. So people actually want to play it. I finally was able to buy PS5. Now they are planning to release all of it for PC anyways. I mean, not quite really. Like, would you rather... I think the problem is that would you rather get a $500 console and play the exclusives early? Or would you rather buy a $2,000 PC to be able to play those games, also other PC games, and able to do other things other than PC? Then sure, I can see that. But I feel like the price really speaks to like which one would you rather get have, because you know, PS5 is so fucking cheap compared to a PC gaming. Like the price gap is too big to make it say that buying a PC for gaming is kind of eh. So you know. Thinking, I need to study thinking. At this hour? Actually, I don't know what time is it at your place. Even if there's Mick Gordon, it won't be the same. Oh, Doom. Oh yeah, Mick Gordon doesn't want to work with Bethesda anymore. Yeah, I don't think the next Doom is happening anytime soon, and I don't think it's gonna happen at all. You know? I don't know. I mean, Doom Eternal was really fucking good, but Mick Gordon is a big part of the game. So, ooh, yeah. Fable, 100% gonna show here, but since there were zero gameplay shown, I have zero hype, zero expectation with the game. So if it's even gonna show up, you know, I'll be like, ooh, awesome. But I was never a big fan of the game. I played the game on PC back then, like Windows XP era, early 2000 stuff. It was pretty cool. Uh, I've already good PC. I only bought it for the exclusives. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, there's still some games that I still cannot play as a PC player. I even want to play buy a PS5 next year, or hopefully at the end of this year. Cause the exclusives, you know, you guys got it like 2 years early. Like God of War, Spider-Man, like, you know, those games. Fuck, man. Fuck. It kind of sucks that I have to wait for 2 years to play Spider-Man. It really sucks. Like, holy shit. I want to play it so bad. Actually, I forgot it's Bethesda property. Yeah, it is. To be fair, Fable was like pretty meh in terms of like it has its own cult. That's the thing. Returnal, I want to play that so fucking bad. Like, god damn it. I can. Like, you know. God damn. But I got a feeling the Returnal is coming to PC soon. Probably at the end of this year. That's gonna increase the sale for sure. The other upside of console is guaranteed performance. I don't need to tell you about PC optimization. True. PC optimization is it's a, you know, hit and miss. For sure. For sure. A faux show. Wait, it is coming to PC? Returnal PC. Nope. Returnal PC release hinted by uncovered listing. Officially, never. If it's official, I would probably already heard it because I've been really want to play it for a while now. If it's official, I would. Shut the fuck up, Red. Yeah. I don't know, man, my PC is pretty new and I had absolutely no problem running anything on Ultra. Yeah, to be fair, the issues that Satan's probably talking about, it's not a big deal. It's more about the developer and not the PC. But it's still an issue. Like some games, like Origin, apparently Sudo have 3080 Ti and 9700K Intel, and he have FPS fluctuation issue running AC Origin. And apparently, yeah, the PC port is not that good. It's not bad, it's just not flawless. Which is, yeah. Yeah, you can just scroll up in the general lounge for a little bit. We just talked about it a while ago on Discord. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Alright. Here it comes. Xbox and Bethesda, a game showcase. Here we go. Whoa. US, Canada? Whoa. Oh, they're showing rating from different countries. Whoa! Immediately with an Xbox console exclusive. Arcade? Oh. Huh?
Rumor has it something's off at the church. There's blood in the baptismal font.
The fuck is this?
Pastor's gone missing. And
They're just
my
starting
genius
off with a
plan was to
trailer.
investigate it. Alone.
Okay, the shooter
Of
is pretty
course.
interesting.
Don't stress, Layla.
Looks pretty solid.
Oh, shit.
What is this? Is this an expansion of an existing game? The fuck is this?
Shadow. I've seen the movement in the dark. I've seen the shadow. I see.
Hey, Fitta! Wait, vampires?
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh! It's that game! Wait, I think? I'm not sure actually. It's Morbius 3!
Oh shit, there's more!
It's Morbin time.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Jacob! Oh, thank God.
Come on, let's find the others and beat feet.
I think it's Redfall.
You know, Redfall used to look like
Yeah.
it was straight out of a postcard. A picturesque island off the coast of Massachusetts.
More!
Bustling historic downtown, the seafront district, and the old lighthouse. Then, something happened. People started vanishing, and those who didn't sold out. Big time. Fast forward, basically
What?
everyone's either a vampire, a cultist trying to become a vampire, or dead. And these aren't just trashy movie vampires. These monsters blocked out the sun and pushed back all the water. Totally cut us off from the outside world. Gotta admit though, if I have to be stuck on an island full of vampires, I'm glad it's with y'all.
Feelings mutual, I guess.
Aw, thanks, Jacob. We've also got Remy, our engineer genius, and her little robot buddy. She means you, everyone. Who's a good robot? Who's the best robot? And our resident expert on all things creepy.
I prefer the term cryptozoologist, but to each their own.
Last but not least, yours truly. I have these weird powers.
We've been digging for answers, but haven't found much beyond blood and death. Luckily, the vampires and their sycophants aren't discreet about where.
So this
blood's
is like
nested.
Back 4
I
Blood
expect
style?
The answers we
Or
need
Left 4
are
Dead style?
inside those tourist traps turned fortresses.
Spotted some
I'm not
bloodsuckers in their
quite
fan
sure
club
how's
near
the game work.
festival grounds. Let's start there. Ghosting out.
Cultists could go straight at him or just slip past.
Let's just get this done. On my mark.
That's not a stealth. There's a lot of
Shit,
stuff.
blood bag! They know we're here. Look alive!
This one is mine. Going up.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. Not quite my forte.
My cryptid hunter's intuition tells me there's a nest nearby.
You're what?
Jeff, that's not a thing.
Found something.
Oh, now I simply must go in there.
What is that? Where does it go?
Some kind of
Oh, shit.
collective consciousness. It's possible.
There's the movie theater. I used to.
Yeah, I
go
think it's
there
Left 4
all the
Dead style.
time. Why'd they have to mess this up for me? Ah, shit.
It'll collapse any second.
Run!
Then again, I cannot play this. This is Xbox exclusive. The marketing for this compared to the first cutscene is so different. It's so different. Oh wait, it's coming to PC. What? Why did it say Xbox console exclusive when it's available on PC? What? Whoa! Let's go! Oh my god! Finally! Oh, where's Spain? Oh my god! Let's go! Oh shit! Oh, we're gonna play this day one, dude. You guys have no idea how long I've been waiting for this. Oh my god! Silk Song! Oh my god, bro. This is looking crispy. Release date? Release date? Where's the release date, bro? Oh my god. Oh man. Was I waiting for this? Corey and Payne.
Selling humans as drugs. You're the only one that can stop them.
What? Morty?
We're gonna have to take out the entire alien drug cartel.
Oh
You're
shit.
just gonna leave me here in what, space?
Everybody lives in space, including you. All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians, just like me.
Hey, why are you squeezing me so tight? How about a little dinner first and some bubble bath maybe first? Look at us, blasting away!
Guns that talks.
Oh yeah, that's one of my children. They die fast. Don't worry, it's easy to make more.
Okay. Dark humor.
Hey there, I'm knifey. Stab, stab. Yes, more. I need more stabbing.
Okay. I mean, it's made by the creator of Rick and Morty. Of course, it's gotta be weird. Although I do like the designs.
Fight each other!
High on life. Oh shit.
Well, okay. Well, now I can.
Huh? What? Huh? Well, I sorted, now I can.
Welcome to the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase.
Whoa.
Today, we're doing something we've never done before. For the first time ever, our entire show is focused on games you can play over the next 12 months. You're going to see more gameplay than we've ever had in a show.
12 months?
Industry-defining racing experiences, gripping narratives.
That means
compelling
no
strategy
no
titles,
Elder
and
Scrolls 6 chat.
my favorite, the most anticipated open-world RPG of the last 20 years. All playable in the year ahead.
No way.
And the best part is,
Nah.
with the Xbox, you'll be able to play those games in more ways
There's
than
no
ever
way.
before. You can play on your console, PC, or on the go with Xbox Cloud Gaming. You can play with who
There
you
is
want,
no
where
way
you
you can
want,
play
and when
Elder
you want.
Scrolls 6
Today,
in the
we're gonna
next
show you
12
more than
months.
30 titles that are coming to Game Pass.
No
and that
way.
is on top of the hundreds of titles coming to members over the next year.
There
Our
is
next
no way.
announcement shows that the benefits of Game Pass go well beyond the console. We are thrilled to be working with an iconic team that has built some of the most played, most watched franchises in the entire world. And now, all Game Pass members will be able to unlock the benefits for these incredible games on PC and mobile.
Okay.
For over a decade, players have created a thriving culture of competition and creativity around
Wait,
our
Riot Games?
From clutch plays with friends to
I can play
unforgettable
Valorant
moments
with
in esports,
Saints?
to amazing creations that have blown our minds. Our community has continually taken Riot Games to new heights. Today, we're proud to invite the Xbox community into that world. We're bringing our biggest PC and mobile games to Game Pass. Subscribers
What?
will unlock every champion on League and Wild Rift, all Valorant agents, select cards in Legends of
What?
Runeterra, and little legends in Teamfight Tactics. And that's just the start. Thank you for coming on this journey with us, and welcome to Riot Games.
Wait. Interesting.
Home sweet home.
Damn, how much money they can pay? I can do. Hey. DMCA. This is my favorite KDA song. Do people actually still play Team TFT? Is it still Scar's main game? Dude. More people to fucking headshot in Valorant. Let's go. Tenzi! Tens! Interesting. Sorry, Saints. I thought Xbox actually gonna be able to play it. Never mind. You still gotta. You know what? You can play with me on mobile.
I'm sorry, Amicia. For Hugo. He's not dead yet.
Oh, this game that you guys keep wanting me to play or finish.
The macula's not just in Hugo's blood. It concerns everybody. And it can change everything.
Red Jam!
No. Rotten flesh. Remember, no more killing soldiers. No more killing us.
Look out! There's a killer around here. One of our men has been murdered.
And they straight up just show some gameplay.
You're only making it worse!
Amicia, don't!
The music, dude.
I'm tired of being afraid. I'll show them that it's over.
Finally!
See? They're nothing! Nothing to be scared of! No! You are not them. What is wrong with me? Hugo. Come on. Do it. Quicker.
I still need to play the first game though, or finish it. I never finished it. Literally everyone say this is a good game. I need to play it. In the fucking official chat, someone said EU Simulator. Come on, man. Ooh, Motorsport 8? That's fast. I forgot they release their game like every year. Let me turn it up. Wait. Oh, okay. 2023, okay. Gun Pass.
Forza Motorsport is back. I'm Dan Greenwald, GM of Motorsport, and I'm joined by Chris Sasaki, Creative Director at Turn 10. Forza is known for its photoreal beauty and state-of-the-art immersion. Built from the ground up to showcase the Xbox Series X and S consoles, including techniques like real-time ray tracing on track. This is the most technically advanced racing game ever made.
Today, we're excited to show you the all-new Forza Motorsport.
Or they just call it Forza Motorsport.
Welcome to Maple Valley. This track has been a fan favorite since the original Motorsport launched back in 2005. For the first time in Forza Motorsport, fully dynamic time of day brings Maple Valley to life in stunning detail. What you are seeing is an in-engine gameplay demo presented using a single camera with no cuts. Let's jump in with the M18.
Ooh, okay, that looks nice. Minus the stream shitty bitrate, but bitrate. This actually looks nice.
We've completely overhauled the driving
The
experience.
sound, holy fuck.
This includes a 48 times improvement in the fidelity of our physics simulation.
I don't think this is a reboot. I think what they were trying to do
Let's
is
advance time of day here and look at the world details.
to make this as a game as a service.
Everything you see is new and has been captured with photogrammetry and 3D material scans.
Damn.
Advanced rendering and procedural generation techniques bring
Gross.
a new level of realism to the track. Here you can see the beautiful fall colors of Maple Valley. The grass, rocks, 3D vegetation, skies and clouds, they all demonstrate a generational leap in beauty and detail.
Oh my god.
Let's advance time again. You are looking at our all-new dynamic time of day. This is a fundamental system to the new Forza Motorsport.
Whoa.
And like weather, is available on every track. These new simulation details add further depth, drama, and dynamics to the racing experience.
You know, this is a very good
In addition to our dynamic
timing because Gran Turismo
plus lighting
is
and
currently
physically
shitting
based lights
ass.
come together to deepen the realism and immersion in the world.
A lot of
Changes
racing
in the
gamers
time of day
can try
also
this.
change ambient temperatures, which affect track surface temps. Grip is also affected by these track temp changes, rubbering in, and of course, weather. Let's head
Scam
to the pits.
tourists.
We've added features that players have been asking for. Tire and fuel management, multiple tire compounds, and new depth in car building
They received good
create
reviews.
the ultimate racing playset.
Microtransaction hell, basically.
Advanced materials and shaders paired with ray tracing
They got too greedy.
bring out incredible detail in the gold heat wrap, anodized aluminum, and carbon fiber.
That is sexy.
Engine bays, with their complex self-reflection, is a place where ray tracing really shines. Car damage is a racing reality. In Forza Motorsport, car damage is reproduced down to the individual scratches on the bodywork.
Ooh.
You can see here some of the new details in the directionality of damage, how the paint peels away at exposed and raised edges, in the wheel abrasions, and even in the dirt buildup. Using the power of the Xbox Series X and S consoles, ray tracing makes everything feel more connected. Cars reflecting onto other cars. Cars reflect in their own mirrors, bodywork, brake rotors, and wings. Things just feel more natural, more real.
Yeah, RTX really shines in a simulation game like this.
That the accuracy of our overhauled physics, the beauty of our cars and tracks, our new dynamic time of day, advanced car damage, and real-time ray tracing on track lead to a generational leap in immersion. This is the all-new Forza Motorsport.
God damn. That looks nice. That looks really fucking nice. Good shit. Now we wait for Forza Horizon 5. Wait, 6. I forgot we have 5. 14th anniversary? Helicopter, glider, and aircraft. What? What is this? America. Oh, flight sim. Spirit St. Louis. Oh shit. Oh, historical airplane. Oh, this game looks really fucking beautiful. When I upgrade my GPU, I definitely want to try this game. I need to. Just to like cruise around it. This game looks fucking fantastic. It's crazy. $40 fucking years. Holy shit. Mom, I need RTX 3080 to open my aircraft After Effects. Can anyone even run? Yeah! Whoa, what is that? Halo? Oh my god! Oh! The Pelican! And the flight sim. Yo, that's sick. Okay, there's no way you can... Oh my god, free. Okay, that's actually cool. What the fuck? Wait, Blizzard? Wait, what are they doing here?
What's your favorite?
Yeah, what are they doing here? This is Xbox.
Tracer. She's like, cheers up, the cavalry's here.
What are they doing?
One of those heroes, aren't you?
Hey, get the fuck out. What is this? It's Xbox Bethesda, not Blizzard. Hey.
Don't you? Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner.
Oh, cause fucking Xbox buy them?
Let's take him to the
And
one punch is all I need.
well, what's next? Diablo Immortal DLC announcement.
Nice work, team. Keep it moving.
I cannot wait to push. Draw. Yippee-ki-yay! Boom, baby!
Check me out.
Get in there.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't expect to see Overwatch in this. Wait, who's that? Oh, early access on October?
You'll like this one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh! New hero! I was about to say, who the fuck is that?
No wastelander has
Australia.
ever to the reckoning before. But here I am.
She a Jedi. The Force.
Hero rules. And the survivor gets the throne.
Welcome back, Chunka.
King Howell has never lost. Not in 13 years of rule.
On the battlefield.
Not until today.
The reckoning begins.
Oh shit.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Did you really think this would be a fair fight?
What? To be continued? Okay. Alright, I did talk shit about this, but I will play that. Don't worry. You bet your ass I'm gonna play that. I mean, I still enjoy the game. I played a little bit here and there, off stream, with friends. Oh! Fable!
History
Fable?
is filled with
No, it's not.
moments of greatness. Some
Okay.
well known, some lost to time.
What is this?
But what about the history that could have been if you were its architect?
Oh! Civilization.
How would you reshape
I think.
the world?
Yeah,
What
this
new
feels like
stories would you
Civilization.
tell? And when your people speak, would you listen?
Yeah, this is Civ. Yeah, that's the Civ graphic
How
style.
would you lead them in this new world?
Whoa. That is Age of Empire. It's a little bit similar style, yeah, to be fair.
History is filled with moments of greatness.
Humankind?
But these
Oh
will be
yeah,
yours.
could be Humankind. But Humankind... Okay, a whole new game. Never mind. Ara history. Okay, bro, we have too many fucking historical strategy. Why do we have
It's
so
good to be
many?
here,
Jesus
celebrating
Christ.
what's going to be our biggest year yet.
Oh shit,
That
Bethesda.
includes a few of the projects being developed across
Jinx!
Bethesda's 8 studios, starting with Redfall.
Quake!
And the world's first look at gameplay earlier in the show. Redfall is from the studio that brought us Dishonored and
Ara,
Prey.
Ara.
It's got so much of Arcane's DNA coursing through its veins. Compelling heroes, open world campaign, deep customization. Solo or with friends, we can't wait for you to play Redfall when it releases early next year. If you're looking for something to sink your teeth into right now, we've got the Elder Scrolls Online, where you can adventure alongside one of the biggest and most welcoming communities in gaming. This year, ZeniMax Online Studios is taking you somewhere that has never been explored in any Elder Scrolls game. The Elder Scrolls Online High Isle comes to Xbox next week.
ESO new expansion.
For generations,
the Breton elite have lived in safety and comfort. But now, the embers of dissent glow beneath the pomp and circumstance. And whispers of a sinister plot
Alright, chat.
stoke the flames of war.
If they announce Quake in this show, anything Quake related, I will suck.
At the heart of the conflagration
I mean, sub.
sits the Ascendant Lord.
Okay, never mind.
The legacy of the Bretons must be protected.
Okay, does anyone even play this game? No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Fallout turns 25 this year. As we celebrate the legacy of this storied franchise, Bethesda Game Studios takes
Fallout
all
76 too?
players out of Appalachia for the first time and returns to a beloved location. Expeditions The Pit is coming this September.
Oh shit, it got an expansion.
If you're hearing this, we need your help. Anyone, anywhere. If you're receiving this and you're brave enough, come join us at the pit.
Oh wait, we saw this already.
First good news we've had
We saw
for a
the
while.
announcement.
It might not look like much.
This is gameplay.
This place is our home, and together we can take it back from these rad-worshipping fanatics.
Who fucking play this? Apparently the player base is pretty high. They managed to kind of like fix the game after the shitty ass launch and managed to withhold the player base, surprisingly. And according to them, it's actually pretty good. Don't quote me, but according to them, it is pretty good. I played it, but you know, it's an MMO. Not really into it. But yeah, it is a pretty good MMORPG apparently. Right now it has 10,000 players.
Bethesda Game Studios has been busy, and
Oh!
not just with Fallout 76. After defining the role-playing genre with hits like Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim,
Ooh!
Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, they're going even bigger with Starfield.
Okay.
Later in the show, my good friend Todd Howard will be here to reveal more of their next epic RPG.
Oh, no Skyrim 6. I mean Elder Scrolls 6. I'm sorry, chat. I think that's confirmed. No Elder Scrolls 6. Oh! Wait. What are we getting for Horizon 5? Is it time for me to reinstall? New expansion? Hot Wheels! Again! It's looking good. Okay, the cars looks nice. Holy shit. Do I want to reinstall the game for this expansion? We'll wait. The Hot Wheels expansion in Horizon 4 that I played is okay. It's my least favorite expansion. I want to wait for this one. Console launch exclusive. What is this?
My dad tells stories of a terrible war that happened
Unreal
across
Engine
the
5.
sky. Heroes fought and died to give us a chance to start over.
What is this?
All that I know from their Earth are the creatures they sent along with
Arc 2!
us.
It's Bobo from Arc,
And
right?
here on Arat, every day is a fight to survive.
Jesus Christ.
But if anyone can tame this new world, we can.
If this is Jurassic. Okay. Huh? Family? Fast and Furious prehistoric. I forgot R2 have Vin Diesel in it. Yeah. We saw this the announcement last year, but it's all CGI. It's so dumb. Oh man. Oh. Scorn! Horror game. Let's go! This game has been delayed 5 times since 2014. Mind you. And I've been waiting. It looks like we're getting a release date. Oh shit. This is basically Woodface the game. Scorn. Oh my god, Halloween again. Let's fucking go, dude. We eat good this year. Let's go, boys. So many horror games. Fuck yeah.
When the gods first emerged from the great below, we saw them as saviors.
What is this?
Instead, they unleashed a pestilence on our world.
Huh?
No one yet knows if you can kill a god. I, for one, intend
Human
to find out.
centipede? Jesus Christ. What is this? Oh, it's the game that only have CGI last time it announced. I remember the protagonist design. This is the gameplay. Ooh. This is a new IP. Interesting. It's like World War... Futuristic World War? I don't know. Or sci-fi... I don't know. Fantasy? With World War aesthetic? The gameplay reminded me of God of War. So I'm kind of down. Ooh, triple jump. That looks fun. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Next year, okay, we can chill with that then. No rush. Oh, kitty. Is that a cat or a dog or a... Oh, it's a fox. With chicken legs? Huh? World premiere. Oh shit. Another world premiere. Quake! Quake 2! Minecraft 3! Oh my god! Oh my god! I love my...
Legends hold great power.
Huh? Ha.
They are the dreams we weave into our shared story.
Some legends tell of peace and the beauty
Oh.
of simplicity.
So cute. I think it's gonna be an RTS.
Some tell of danger.
RTS Minecraft. If I would guess. It's like StarCraft style. You know what I mean?
The end of all things.
Probably.
But the legends we hold dearest are legends of hope, of creativity,
Okay.
and of bravery. And friendships that change the world forever.
Hello, Shudo.
This is the legend of a united overworld.
That's pretty epic.
United by you.
Oh! Never mind. Huh? So you're like a war commander? Minecraft Legend, a new action strategy game. Yeah, I think you're like some kind of like a commander or something like that. You miniature shit. It's like real-time strategy, but like third-person perspective. I mean, not really my stuff. My brain's too slow for RTS, but
I remember when you first arrived. You made quite the entrance.
Subnautica 3. Titanfall! I'm kidding. I'm joking.
You wanted to make a new life for yourself.
Oh, this looks nice. It's like a white people happy kind of game. Ah! Awesome. It's like a survival game. Sci-fi.
And while you explored, you
Ooh,
uncovered a mystery.
I'm getting Subnautica vibe.
I'm sure we can get to the
Co-op!
bottom of this. Together.
Co-op support. Let's go. Okay, this looks fun. You know, this looks fun. It's like Subnautica but co-op. Huh? Oh, this game. Spotify Record. I play so much of this. It's a good game. Really, really addicting. This game have a really good shooting. It feels so nice. It's crazy. I almost played this a little bit try-hard like I played Valorant. The aiming is so nice. Is it still in early access? I guess it's like the full release, I assume. Because that's the only reason they're coming up with a release date. It is, I see. Interesting. Road. Who? Who? Oh, what is this? We got a nice jammer.
Hello? Anyone here?
What the fuck is... Jesus Christ, dude.
I got a bad feeling about this.
New IP? I never seen this. This looks nice.
On the first piece, there must be more.
Animation? Gameplay?
My father. I can guide you through his memories.
Are we friend with the fucking demon thingy? What's going on? We are. Holy shit.
It is good to see you, you old devil.
This looks fun. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. What the fuck? It's like Ori, but actually dark.
Bonjour everyone.
Oh,
I am
bonjour.
excited to be here today to tell you more about Interior Night's first original creation, As Dusk Falls. It started with the desire to create a deep interactive experience all levels of players can enjoy together. Because stories are brilliant, universal tools that help us
It's
understand
morbid.
the heartbreaking beauty of life. This game is an uncompromising tale of family, resilience, and sacrifice, written like a prestige TV show with a unique motion graphic novel style that triggers the imagination. This is an interactive story powered by video games that gives you agency over the lives of far from perfect human beings. This is a thought-provoking experience you can play with people you love, discover insights about each other, and create shared memories. As Dusk Falls is an emotional experience that we hope will leave a mark with everyone who plays it.
Okay. I mean, we already saw the gameplay for that. Not really my kind of games, like a visual novel style. But hey. It has a pretty interesting looking
For
art
most
style.
people, Turok is just a pit stop.
Wasn't taking the scenic route your idea?
But for us, it felt like a trap.
There's enough cash in that safe to put the last few weeks behind us. On the ground, now!
You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. We'd been in the wrong place forever.
Sometimes doing the right thing is doing the wrong thing.
I've got eyes on two hostages.
None of us escaped that night.
It's okay.
Even those of us who made it out alive.
Stop! Why are you following me?
We've taken very different paths in life.
Yeah.
But they all lead back
It's
to
pretty
Turok.
unique, right? Not a lot of games done this
Get
before.
rid of the cop. Hey there.
Evening. Hey, Sam.
Say, you haven't seen three fellas in a blue pickup, have you?
Nope. Been here all day.
How you liking the desert dream?
Oh, can't complain.
Can I ask what brings you to Turok?
Oh shit! Choices matters! Experience solo or multiplayer up to 8 players? How the fuck you play that with 8 people? Okay, the fuck? I guess one guy play one character? Oh! Battle Royale! It's Naraka. Does anyone actually got into this game? I played the beta, but it's not really my kind of game. Melee Battle Royale's kind of for me. I can't get into it. It's fun though. I did have fun with Gara. I played with Gara for a bit. But yeah, I cannot get in with the combat. It's pay to progress? Really? Oh no. Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Ah, fuck, I pulled my hair. Shit. Oh, pay to play? Yeah, I mean, you buy it, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no opinion about that game. I barely played it. Just the combat's not really my style, so I kind of passed on that one. Xbox Game Studios, okay. Intamin. Oh. Good morning, Ursula. Oh shit, storytelling stuff. Aye, the Ordi. Yeesh. Oh Jesus. Whoa. What is this game about? The art style is pretty cool. From Obsidian? Huh? The guys who made Fallout New Vegas? That is really unexpected. Interesting. I think they're trying something new. I don't know. What the fuck? Was her name fucking Illuminati? Was it? Whoa!
Special breaking report. More local teenagers have gone missing. This could be linked to the disturbing trend of missing teenagers from our
it's that
otherwise
game
quiet town.
that we played long time ago.
If anyone has seen the teenagers or has any other information,
I forgot the name.
please contact the police department.
We haven't revisited this game. It was fun though.
Micro friends. Great news! Virgil knows you might be a little
I played it on beta.
but that can be repaired. First, you will need to survive
Oh, the song.
yard
The name
against terrifying insects
is Doctor.
and treacherous wastelands. Unfortunately, my memory chip is a little rusty. But with a little
The song though,
maintenance,
holy shit.
we can unravel why you are here. Before someone or something terminates your tiny existence.
Yeah, I forgot this game exists as well. Dude, the spider scared the shit out of me. I remember. I forgot who I played this with. I remember I played with Yua and who else? I forgot. It was so fucking creepy. It's visiting the spider nest. It was really cool though. The full story. Yeah, when we played this, the story is still not finished. Now I remember why we stopped. Oh yeah, Mommy Venice. Ba-da, ba-da. This game is unfair as fuck. Spiders 2 tap you with best armor? Really? I don't know. We only played the beta when the story is barely there, and the gameplay also very limited. We exhausted the content of the beta, basically.
Helios. They search for someone who does not exist.
Ooh, what is this?
The forgotten child of a scattered race.
A stealth
Lost
game.
Until now.
I'm shit at as this.
Now they have awakened the Erebon. Now they have awakened me. But I am not their hope. I am their reckoning.
Oh, okay. I do like the gameplay. This looks nice. Oh, you have to stay in the shadow. Oh, this could be fun.
Drag me into their
Erebon.
because their light is a lie.
Erebon. Okay. It's kind of reminded me of Tenchu, with a little bit of a fiction. Origami, yeah. Oh, zombie game. State of Decay?
I speak now to those who heed a darker call.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, Diablo?
Bold enough to cross
Diablo
the
4?
line of sin for
Diablo 4?
who follow
The actual Diablo?
yearning, born of blood and bone.
The real game?
The forbidden secrets and foulest
Yeah, satanic
rituals,
demons,
calling
souls.
forth life from death.
This smells like Diablo. She revived him just to kill him again.
To truly embrace this power, you must take it into the
Okay, this is too personal to this character. This is not Diablo.
world. You will be shunned, scorned,
There's no way, right?
marked as a living sacrifice to this profane knowledge.
This looks like the protagonist. Could be a new
You will
IP.
be a priest of Rathma, a necromancer.
Necromancer, though, that is a class in Diablo 3.
And you will not confront the darkness alone. We are the speakers of the dead. And the
Oh, that's
dead
so fucking
have
sick.
no mercy.
Oh my god, that's so sick. Oh my god, it is! Oh, it's a fucking class showcase. Oh, that is so fucking sick. Yeah, baby. Let's go.
I'm very excited to announce our fifth and final class, the Necromancer, a commander of the undead who joins the other iconic classes around the campfire in Diablo 4. These include the mighty barbarian, the elemental sorceress, the crafty rogue, and the powerful druid. And you'll want them because the demon Lilith, the daughter of hatred, has returned and spreading corruption and evil as
Is that
she
gonna
fights
be
to
her new
reclaim
look?
our dark gothic world as her own.
Damn.
And it's up to you to stop her. Now, Diablo 4 is the culmination of the 25-year history of the franchise, building on top of the best of what's come before with some, unique twists all its own. So let's dig a little deeper by watching, for the first time I might add, some
Gameplay.
Xbox Series X gameplay. while hearing from a few of the many
Oh.
people behind the game.
Wait, is this gonna be the first console played Xbox? Diablo?
Diablo 4 is the next generation of action RPG, melding monster slaying and loot collecting with a fully realized open world.
It's not for the faint of heart.
I don't know if
It's
Diablo
gory
3
and
available on
unnerving.
console or not.
It's creepy.
But 1 and 2 is definitely PC only.
Diablo 4 is all about player choice.
It takes all of the pillars of a Diablo game and just expands them with all the new features that people really love and appreciate in modern games. Whoever you see yourself being, you can create in Diablo 4.
Ooh.
It's important to include robust character customization because then I can play the fantasy that I want to play.
D3 was on console too? Oh, nice, nice.
It allows you to switch around your playstyle.
If Diablo 4 adds microtransaction, I'm gonna bet. Now I'm not Blizzard, but seeing Diablo Immortal,
One of the really cool things about having an open world is your journey that you take throughout Diablo 4 is your own.
Hello.
There's no linear path that you have to follow.
We've got
The
almost
fucking
150 dungeons in the game.
There's all kinds of surprises as you're exploring.
Strongholds are an enemy territory.
any sane business people, if they see this in their previous game of the same series, they don't make the same mistake. If they do that, they're dumb. So I'm just saying, if they add microtransaction to this, they're dumb.
And you have a real impact on the world as a result.
I'm not saying they're not gonna do it, but it's the dumbest shit
events
that
are
they can
really
do.
cool little story segments that happen within the open world.
So we'll see.
You're running through the world, and then a local event will pop up, and you can choose to
But you
participate
bet my
in it,
ass, you bet your ass I'm gonna play this game.
or get a group together.
I
and
fucking
just
love
wail
Diablo
on
3.
These like giant world bosses.
These are events that take a lot of people and you really have to work together.
Being able to see all the players on your screen, collaborating, trying to take this big monster down, it's epic.
This looks so
It's
nice.
easy to create a community. It makes Diablo more of a social experience.
Is this Emiru that's
We've got
talking?
fully enabled crossplay. If you have an Xbox and your buddy has a PC, you're going to be able to group up.
Or you could play couch
Sounds like
co-op.
Emiru.
2 people on a couch can sit there and have a great experience.
We've created specific zones where players can engage in PvP.
If you go there, you can start swinging away at people. But you're also opening yourself up to being swung at.
If you're like really, really good, the game actually marks you as like a champion on the map.
Yeah, I think there's like the streamers that get to just try the game.
You basically become a loot pinata, and everyone wants to chase you down.
The last story mission is really the beginning of a whole different part of the journey.
Now you're set up for the end game, and that end game is rich with things to do that allow you to get more and more powerful.
Oh, they're talking about
Whether
the
it's
end game.
new items or new dungeons or new Paragon boards, every single time you
Jesus.
come back to play Diablo 4, there's going to be new stuff for you to experience.
And it's something that we're going to support for years to come.
I'm really excited for folks to get their hands on Diablo 4.
Just to see millions of people really enjoying the different options.
Through the campaign,
local events,
couch co-op,
endgame,
PvP, it almost doesn't end.
No, I don't think they're gonna add
And we are so
microtransaction.
close.
Trust me. I'm not saying they cannot do it. They can. But if I'm the CEO of Blizzard and I see my fucking shitty ass mobile game Diablo Immortal get 0.5 and everyone's making fun of my game, and if Diablo 4 already have microtransaction, I'm gonna fucking fire anyone who's still trying to implement that shit. That's dumb as fuck.
Sail the sea, though there's always more potential within.
And as this song will spell out,
Oh look, it's a game that keeps crashing on me.
now that you can finally be a captain, can you imagine owning your own ship, decorated with what you acquire, then to satisfy your vanity, as long as there's no profanity, you can
It's an interesting trailer.
Sea of Thieves D's nuts com.
Booty McBootface!
set sail as a pirate captain. There's boatloads of new features we proclaim. Oh, to set sail as a pirate captain. That's why we really think that you should play this game.
And it's available with Xbox Game Pass, of course.
Oh, to set sail as a pirate captain. Adventure will come knocking on your door. Oh, to set sail as a pirate captain. And you'll be amazed at what we have in store. The choice is yours, whatever captain you may be. Whether that's gold looting, no slip shooting, rowboat racing, or embracing, everybody's welcome in this game. So come set sail as a pirate captain. Our time is almost up, so as we leave, if you want to be a pirate captain, come do it in Season 7 of Sea of Thieves.
Nice. Sea of Thieves player, rejoice. World premiere. Huh? What is this? The fuck? Nani? Echo Generation? I don't want to play that game? Oh, is this like Alice in Wonderland? Ooh! Alice in Wonderland! The art style looks cool. Oh my fucking god. Is that the queen? Ravenlock. This looks cool actually. I like the art style. Interesting. Played day one. Another world premiere. Eat ass. Oh shit, Annapurna. Shh. Shh, shh, shh. Everyone shut up. Whoa! Oh! Let's go! Garlic? Vagina? Wait, what is that? Oh, this is the different... Oh, this is the other devs. Whoa. Okay, if you guys saw earlier, this game is created by the creator of Insight and Limbo, the legendary 2D side-scroll, 2.5D side-scroll platformer. And after the game development, the co-creators of the game split into two teams. One stay inside, and I guess they created this, and the other make their own Cocoon. The other make their own game studio. Oh my god. It's gonna be interesting. Neo? Koei Tecmo means Neo, usually. Is this Neo? This is Neo 3. This is Neo 3. This looks like Neo 3. I haven't played Neo 2. Oh my fucking god. Wait, no? Onimusha? Never mind, this does not look like Neo. This looks like Dynasty Warrior. Or Onimusha. Okay, it's a brand new game called Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Lubu! If you guys played the Dynasty Warrior, you guys know that's Lubu. Holy shit. I grew up with that, dude. Holy shit.
Japan is the home to some of the most talented and well-known game creators anywhere in the world. We're thrilled to be working with Koei Tecmo to bring Wolong Fallen Dynasty to Game Pass day one.
Hulong.
I'm also excited to be working with Team Ninja. It was a long history of building incredible action games for Xbox, and it's great to be working with them once again. We know how important it is to our fans to continue to bring more Japanese franchises to Xbox.
Hold.
I'm excited to announce the return of one of the most highly requested and beloved franchises to Xbox from our partners at Atlus.
Persona. Persona. Oh my god. Oh my god. They bought Persona to Xbox? They have too much money, dude. They cannot be stopped. Oh my god. Well, rejoice, Xbox players. God, their song's so banger. Damn. Not just one, but three. PC got it too. Oh my fucking god. Dude, they have too much money. They have too much money. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. You guys have no idea how much. Dude, what?
Now, I'm excited to announce a special partnership between Xbox Game Studios and one of the greatest creative minds and innovators in our
Kojimbo?
industry. Someone that I have admired for many years. Today, I'm pleased to share we will be working together to create a brand new experience like we've never seen before.
No, there's no it's Kojimbo, right? No, what?
こんにちは。小島秀夫です。ずっと作りたかったゲームがあります。それは誰も体験したことも見たこともない全く新しいものです。それが
What happened with PlayStation?
ずっと待っておりました。
What happened?
マイクロソフトの最先端クラウドテクノロジーと、市場の変化によってその未知なる構想への挑戦がようやく可能となりました。少し時間はかかるかもしれませんが、これから、Xbox ゲームスタジオと提携し皆さんに喜んでいただける ニュースをお届けしていきたいと思います。
Dude,
ご期待ください。
Sony is melting.
Thank you, Kojima-san. We're thrilled to have Kojima Productions working with our teams at Xbox Game Studios.
Sony is
Today,
panicking
for the
right
first
now.
time ever, we have focused on showing you games that you can play over the next 12 months. Today's show celebrates a diverse lineup of global game creators of all sizes who bring with them unlimited potential. Games from these creators will be coming to Game Pass every single month, including Naraka Blade Point, As
Did
Dusk
not
Falls,
expect that.
A Plague Tale Requiem,
Holy
Pentiment,
shit.
Persona 5 Royale, Somerville, and Scorn, just to name a few. And we start 2023 with the launches of some of the most anticipated titles from the teams at Xbox and Bethesda.
Oh god, I need water after that.
Redfall, Minecraft Legends, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, and more. This has been an incredible year as we achieved record growth across console and Game Pass.
Holy shit.
With millions of people playing our games every single day. And we have you to thank for that. Whether that's new players joining us through Xbox Cloud Gaming or our longest fans playing on Xbox and PC.
Okay.
We could not have done this without you.
Show the man. Where's the man?
A year ago, we welcomed the talented studios at Bethesda Softworks to Xbox. Their teams have been hard at work, bringing their franchises to
Where's
Game
the man?
Pass, shipping updates to their games, and building new experiences for you to enjoy.
Show him.
We know that everyone has been eager to see Starfield. Our show today has highlighted gameplay, so it's only fitting that we end it with an extended first look at one of the most anticipated games in Xbox history. This is Starfield.
Wait, where's Todd? I was expecting Todd to talk shit first. Okay. The wonder is not that Field of Stars is so vast, but the man has measured it. Anatole France, 1894. Bethesda Gameworks. Game Studio.
Maintaining exit vector course. Steady till ready.
Okay.
Plotting your course. Guidance has converged. We're looking good. Allocating auxiliary reactor power. System checks are green across the board. Grav jump commencing in 5.
Ooh. Okay, this is not. Oh, my eyes! Jesus fuck. Go to space. Shoot alien.
It's hard to express how excited all of us at Bethesda are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield. It's easily our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
My god, actual gameplay? Hello? Wow. Space. Feels dang man. $2,330. RIP Star Citizen! RIP Star Citizen! Okay.
According to the scanners, the abandoned research facility is in this direction.
Okay, it got the, you know, the classic Fallout Skyrim vibe, gameplay-wise. It looks like it's in the same engine. Yeah. Skyrim 2077, basically. I can see some frame rate issue. Oh my god. Why does it feel like No Man's Sky right now? Yeah, it feels like No Man's Sky right now.
It would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
Oh shit. Okay, okay. Shooter.
Hey, there you are.
Hog you. 5 XP. $23 XP for fighting the lab. 5 for killing. I mean, gameplay wise, it feels like I've seen the gameplay before. But then again, you know. It's a Bethesda RPG.
You're gonna pay for that.
Gotta add the shitty lockpick minigame. Good one. What?
After some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
Oh, there's more, there's more! Whoa. The trees look so ass! I'm sorry. I just had to point that out. I'm sorry. Holy shit, the trees looks ass. Oh my god. Dude, my head hurts.
Welcome to Constellation.
Laughing.
We have a lot to talk about.
Oh my
We're
god.
all here because we're committed to the
Okay,
biggest.
this is like modded Fallout, bro. Oh no.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. As to what they are, what they're building. You'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
There's something about Bethesda games
Found something?
A new guy found it.
and
You dug up the artifact.
graphic.
That means you saw it. The visions?
The artifact you found.
There's
appears
something
to be
about
one
it.
of many, scattered across the galaxy. If we can find more, we can unlock.
I'm not
their
talking shit. Obviously,
Beautiful, isn't it? The man who sold me this told
it's,
me that
you know, it looks
spoke
better,
to him.
but
Of course, the settled
it
system
screams
is full of
Bethesda,
groups with
you know?
other priorities.
That's the Crimson Fleet. Everybody get ready.
The fleet doesn't follow the rules. Agree to work for UCC Step. Together, we take
the
down
facial
these
animation
cutthroat
of Bethesda
pirates.
is very Bethesda.
We're not just here to shoot the bad guys.
Is there magic?
We're peacekeepers. We protect the people of the Free Star Collective. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, no one quits. The only way out is death.
The path ahead may be dangerous. But we are not stopping.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Because whatever lies at the end of this road will change humanity forever.
You know what?
That gives you a look at the story.
I appreciate the fact that this is a
Ultimately,
brand
it's
new
not our
game.
story. It's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation.
Oh! We're not done.
It's our most flexible yet. You can customize all the elements of how you look.
Ah, yes. This is where I will create my monster. Jerry Dorifia on space.
Starting skills.
Says here you spend some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique
introvert,
advantages and disadvantages.
Kid stuff,
But it's
and
not just in how you can look,
dumbass.
but in how your character plays and develops. The skill system combines the best from our previous games, and you can unlock new skills as you level up, and then you
Ew.
rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges. And there's deep crafting systems, from running research projects with the resources you find, to crafting weapon mods needed to survive. And you can build your own outposts. These act as a home away from home for survival and resource generation.
Ooh,
Choose
settlement.
where and how to build each one.
That's
and
from
you can hire
Fallout
characters
4
you meet to keep it up and running.
and Fallout 76.
But that's not all. You can even build your own spaceships.
No way. Like build? Or just the inside? Are we talking about build?
You can choose crew members.
Oh, crew?
And yes, you can completely customize the look. and layout.
What? Okay, okay, this is cool. This is fucking sick.
There's loads of different modules, ship
Excuse
manufacturers,
me?
and more. I have to say, it's so cool. We
Okay.
just absolutely love this.
That is fucking sick. I'm sold. I'm in. I want to do
It's
that.
not just how the ship looks, it's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon
Bro.
systems. Because yes, you can fly it.
Oh, Saints! He answers. You ask. The Howard answers. Oh my god. Star Citizen, get the fuck out. Might as well don't release your game at this point. You're done, man. You're done. Todd Howard, just finish your business. Oh my god. Space combat. We got dogfight. Oh shit. This is actually sick. Oh my god, dude. This is probably Microsoft budget, dude. Holy shit. This looks so vast. I can already feel my PC dying. We'll see. I mean, it's not the best looking game, but they make what they can to make the game looks good.
For
You know what I
all of
mean?
you to experience the game, thanks again for being with us today, and thanks for all the support
Oh my
you've
God.
given us over the decades, especially on this game. It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning, for it's when all of you play it that the real journey begins.
Okay.
And you may be wondering, just how big is this game? So we thought we'd take one last
16
moment
times the
and
detail.
share.
I'm sorry.
Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison.
I'm sorry. I had to. He talked about the size.
Also
I had
land and
to.
explore anywhere on the planet. And it's not just this planet. It's
Okay.
all the planets in the system.
Ooh.
From barren but resource-heavy ice balls to Goldilocks planets with life. And not just this system,
No.
but over 100 systems.
No.
Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore. We can't wait to see what you find.
Dude, they actually attack No Man's Sky as well. Not just Star Citizen, but also No Man's Sky. What is going on here? Every space game, space exploration game right now feels threatened. But we're talking about Bethesda here. Alright? Part of the fun is see if the launch is shit or not. We'll see, we'll see. Is this gonna be a Fallout 76? Or is this gonna be a Fallout 3? Or 4? Or New Vegas? Well, not really, but you know. Oh man. Wow. They proved me wrong. We actually see some Starfield. Nothing from Elder Scrolls 6 though. Which is understandable. Unless Lost Gem? Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Okay, that scares me. Alright. 1.5 hours of the Xbox and Bethesda. Not bad. Ooh. Todd, give me what I want. I'm sorry, Jix. But I don't think we're getting anything about Quake this year. I'm sorry. Not even that. There's nothing from id Software. So I don't know what they're doing right now. I wonder. Oh, Silksong! We finally actually see some Silksong gameplay. Yeah, nothing from id Software. I'm a little bit sad. That's okay. That's okay. We got some good stuff. We got some good stuff from this. That's a lot of games though, holy fuck. That's a lot of games packed in 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's actually crazy. That is actually crazy, man. Actually mental. Mental. Planets won't load, ship will break, save file will corrupt at certain size, you know it. Oh yeah, it will definitely come with issues. If it's a Bethesda game, the first couple of days or first couple of weeks definitely gonna come with issue. It's more about how bad it is. Oh. Okay, they just... Okay. Not like this! Alright, they just ended the stream abruptly. Yeah, I mean, that was actually pretty good. That was surprisingly pretty fucking good. I didn't expect it to be that good. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Alright, let's see if Steam... What the fuck, man? I actually screamed when I see Kojimbo. What the fuck? That was not an act, by the way. I did not. I have no What the fuck is Kojimbo doing in there? What? That was real. I did not expect that at all. That was nuts. What the fuck, dude? Dude. Sony CEO probably feels like, oh my god, you betrayed me, my man. I thought we were brothers. God damn. But to be fair, Kojima is not like stuck with
Daily
Sony.
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too. No, how you doing? Love you. Kojima is never attached to Sony. They just got picked up by Sony after they got kicked by Konami. But he did strictly said that Kojima Production is an indie developer. He strictly said that. As in, like, it's not affiliated to any big company. So, yeah, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Hey, whoa! Evil Within 2 80%? Is this my chance to jump into this? I did say to you guys that I was interested to play this game when it's on sale. What's up, No? Literally, the Xbox showcase literally just finished. Kojimbo was there. You missed it, man. What's up? How you doing? Wait, what is this? Oh, Classic Studios. Damn, Quantum Break's considered classic? What the fuck? This is a game that I buy and never played. Holy shit. Evil Within's on pass? Oh shit, okay. Let me note it down then. We finished the first game on stream. It was a pretty good game. So I am interested to give it a go for a sequel. I never played it. I canceled my Game Pass? Yeah, me too. Because I haven't played anything from them since, what, December? Or January? No. I played something from them like January, February. I canceled around March. But yeah, I'm done to resub to play a couple of games from them. What else? What else from earlier that seems like a huge thing, chat? Hold up. Xbox, Bethesda. Which trailer did you guys want to recheck? Is there anything interesting? Okay, we got Starfield. Redfall, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna be honest. It looks very meh. Hold up. Redfall trailer. It looks very meh. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I'm very curious about High on Life, yes.
High on Life. Okay, we'll check it out after this. Let me check this out real quick.
Rumor has it something's... of course. Don't stress, Layla. Oh, shit.
Callisto also good. Callisto is really fucking good. Skip to the action.
We've been digging for answers but haven't found much beyond blood and...
Ghosting out.
This does feels like Left 4 Dead, basically.
Could go straight at him, or
Let's just get this done. On my mark. Oh shit, blood bag!
It is made by Arcane though. Arcane got some pretty nice shooter. Right?
My cryptid hunter's intuition tells me there's a nest nearby. What?
Steph, that's not a thing.
Found something. Oh, now I
It
simply
looks
must
nice,
go in
but
there.
it doesn't look really like
Where does it go?
crazy.
Some kind of collective consciousness. That's impossible.
There's the movie theater.
I really hope
used to come
Kojima
here
is doing
all the time.
something Metal
Why
Gear
they have to mess
successor.
this up for me? Shit.
It'll collapse any second.
Run!
This looks like the game that I would probably play. Like, this is on Game Pass, right? I probably gotta, you know, invite like what, Yua and a couple others. Like, and we played a couple, right? Bada bing, bada woo. It's fun, guys. I'll probably like 2-3 more times play, and then I'm done. I'm over it.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
So this could be fun with friends kind of game, which is, you know, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I'm not super interested with it. Now, High on Life is fucking dank as fuck. The game is... Huh?
Selling humans as drugs. You're the only one that can stop them.
The fucking Morty
Realize
game.
We're gonna have to
That
take out the
voice.
entire alien drug cartel.
You're just gonna leave me here in what, space?
Everybody lives in space, including you. All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians, just like me.
Hey, why are you squeezing me so tight? How about a little dinner first and some bubble bath maybe first? Look at us, blasting away.
The fuck?
Oh yeah, that's one of my children. They die fast. Don't worry, it's easy to make more. Hey there, I'm Knifey. Stab, stab. Yes, more. I need more stabbing.
The music is fucking...
Everyone, fight each other!
Okay. Now I can.
Well, now I sorta know I can. Huh?
Play.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. This game's wacky as fuck. I have no clue what's going on. But I guess we'll wait for a review for this one. Alright. We got what else? Pentiment is aight. As Dustfall is aight. Forza Motorsport. It's a racing game. Forza is really good. I guess we'll see. Minecraft Legends. I really don't know what's the gameplay about for this one. But I guess it is an RTS game, right? Gotta let go if you wanna be free.
Told dearest,
Oh no,
our
my internet.
legends of hope, of creativity,
The gameplay is very minimum.
by you.
This looks like wholesome stuff. What's a stealth game again? I think it is called Eraban. Game. Alright, never mind. It's not called that. I swear it's called Eraban. Where is it? Yeah, it is Ereban, not Eraban, sorry. Ereban Shadow Legacy. This definitely interested. I'm definitely interested. Looks sick.
Helios. They search for someone who does not exist. The Shadow. The forgotten.
What is this stealth game called? Yeah, this one, right?
Of a scattered race.
The other one?
Lost.
Ravenlock? Which one is Ravenlock again? I don't
Now
remember.
they have awakened the Erebon. And their reckoning.
Yeah, this looks just fun. It's like a fun parkour stealth game.
They will not drag me into their light. Because their light is a lie.
It's a lie. So these games won't release on Steam, is that it? So if I search for these on Steam, it's not gonna show up? Are these like Xbox Game Pass exclusive? Wow, it is. Alright. Alright, man. Alright. Ravenlock is which one again? Ravenlock. Oh, this is the Alice in Wonderland one. Sounds okay. I do like the art style, but I'm not a big fan of the gameplay. Voxel base. Yeah, this one I might with it. Lightyear Frontier? Which one is that? Oh yeah, this looks fun. I'm gonna say. This looks fun with friends kind of shit.
You wanted to make a new life for yourself.
It's like Subnautica style survival game. Saints reminded him of Egypt, more like AAA? Egypt. I don't know. Which one are you talking about? Egypt game. Yeah, no, I can't remember. I forgot the name too.
You uncovered a mystery. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of
Hey,
this
spring come. Huh?
together.
Okay. Egypt. Oh, dude, Persona, by the way. Holy fuck. That's still blowing my mind. Holy fuck. Microsoft have too much money, man. I swear to God. Oh, Flintlock. Yeah, this one is also a big ass fucking Siege of Dawn, right? Yeah. This one is a sexy ass looking game. And reminded me of God of War. So I am interested.
We saw them as saviors.
A44.
Instead, they unleashed a pestilence on our world. No one yet knows if you can kill a god.
Developer of Ashen. Oh, that game is ass. Hopefully this one is a good one. This looks a lot higher budget. To be honest, I kind of understand why this is a little bit forgettable. There's nothing like immediately catchy from this one. It's very all over the place in terms of like design. The joke of the day: how many lips does a flower have? 2 lips. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, this one is interesting, but I need more convenient. Dude, it's a fennec fox with chicken legs. Very interesting. Play day 1 with Game Pass. All right. No Bloodborne? Any Bloodborners? Bloodborner? Sony doesn't announce their game when they go to PC. At least they didn't last time. Yeah, like God of War, it came out of nowhere. Spider-Man also came out of nowhere-ish. Although they did announce it on State of Play, but it's like no one expected it. Yeah. I think when they release an exclusive to PC, it's gonna be like out of nowhere kind of announcement, if I would guess. Which is okay, right? I don't mind it. The day Bloodborne's available on PC is gonna be one glorious day for gamers. Gamers! Out here watching like, oh cool, I cannot play any of these. Feels weak, man. What do you mean? You have Xbox Series X. You literally can play all of these. Oh wait, are you talking about Ice? Oh, right, PS5 owner. Oh no. It's okay, Ice. Listen. It's okay. There's always something for everybody, right? Something for everyone, alright? It's okay. It's okay. Hold up. I gotta yikes myself with that one. Alright, hold up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Ooh. Yikes. Woo. Wanna play Apex? Okay, what else? What else interesting, chat? Sea of Thieves Season 7, pretty cool. Not gonna revisit the game. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. In the future. I'm not really feeling it right now. Microsoft Flight Sim, you can fly a Pelican from Halo. Grounded? I think I'm good with this game. Okay, 76 still getting an update. Pretty fucking cool. Persona, man. Persona. I think this is my chance to actually get into Persona 3 again. I could. I used to have a friend in high school that keeps screaming Persona to me. Like, Red, please play Persona, Red. Red, please play Persona. This is around the time where I was still into CS. I think this was 1.6 back then. And some PlayStation... What game did I play back then when Persona was a thing? Like I was already in like competitive stuff. Yeah. So I didn't get the chance to get into Persona. Although it is literally around me growing up. I just never give myself a chance to yeah. Why the portable version? No idea. I mean, it's coming to PC. So, it's Xbox Game Pass, so you guys know what you guys are supposed to do? Just scream at me literally every day when the game's released until I play the game. That's what Saints do until I actually tried out AC Origin.
Fun fact, a company called BlackRock legally owns over 10% of the entire world, so Microsoft buying another studio should not violate antitrust laws.
Well, I don't know. But yeah, as a variety streamer, I am down to literally give a try any games that seems interesting, and I feel like it's a sin for me until this day still have not tried Persona. So, when this 3 games came out on PC, we'll try it out. Not sure if I should try it out 3, 4, 5, or it doesn't matter. I guess I should do 3, 4, 5 maybe. I don't know. My friend who's a Persona big fan just told me to play Persona 4. In his opinion, it's literally the best Persona. And he said there's a character that I will definitely love. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess. The Quarry. I'm actually interested with trying with Quarry, but not anytime soon. I feel like. Persona 5. Please start with Persona 5. Story-wise, Persona 3. P3P, you can control your ally. Meanwhile, P3 Fez was a bot with bad decision. You cannot change it. Oh god. Right, it's a turn-based game with lore. You cannot stay in game like that. Yeah, that's true. But it's on Xbox Game Pass. That means I literally subscribe for literally hundreds of games. So if I can download it, I'll give it a try on stream. It's not like I have to extra purchase, right? Because I will subscribe to Xbox Game Pass to try the other games, right? So in the meantime, if these 3 games are just like 1 downloads away, I'll give it a go. Why not? For you, chat. I'll do it for you guys. P4 is gold. P4 gold is fucking amazing. Yeah, I feel like this game is the most popular one. And I remember I was really interested with this character. I think name's Now. This one. I really like the design. Games are pretty independent, yeah, but P5 has probably the best combat, and you can skip a bunch of stealth. Cool. Well, the other game would be a little too grindy for Red. That's actually a good idea. If you tell me which game that's more fitting for me as an entry, that is a smart decision. Like, if Persona 5 would fit me more, I don't mind starting with Persona 5. If I ended up liking it, I will probably give Persona 4 a try, the others, right? I won't play any of them more than 3 hours. Hey, at least I played it. Hey, I feel like if I can play AC Origin for 10 hours, I can try anything in the world. Bold and quote on the try. Alright? Try. Alright? Honestly, just fuck exclusivity. I have a friend who is a huge Rick and Morty fan and he won't get to play High on Life. What? Why? Oh, because he's a PS5 owner? Ah, that sucks. That's why, in my opinion, if you just want to play literally everything, have a PC and PS5, and you're set. If you have PC, you don't need Xbox, essentially. You know? Because that's what's my setup gonna be. After I'm done upgrading my GPU, the next gaming thing that I'm gonna buy is PS5. And I'm done for maybe Nintendo new console. But that's about it. You won't change Rad. Rad cannot stand lower games with no shooting or fast-paced action. True. True. Gameplay is big time for me. Like, I can only get into the lore if the gameplay is fun. I.e. Dark Souls. Oh, fuck. Good one, Raku. You know me so well. As I handed my dad his 50th birthday card, he said, you know, one would have been enough. Oh my fucking god. Why did I read that out loud? Jesus Christ. I mean, if you have a PC below 2500, you're gonna be mainly on PS5 just to run your game at all. Okay, shut the fuck up. If you're saying below $1,000, sure. 1500 can get you basically my setup. 1500 is my setup. 2000 you can play on high, and above 2000 you can literally run everything on ultra. Honestly, Rad just ghost me, leave me on read. I already I don't know what to reply to that one. I'm sorry, man. Dude, I was PC gamer for 10 years with sub 1K PC. It's possible. It's possible. Saints is an Xbox guy who never have a PC. So, Saints, honestly, you should give it a try. It is possible with 1500 budget, and you're good. My self-built PC did cost €800 and I run Elden Ring on Ultra without problem. Wait, really? The fuck? That's an extremely powerful €800. I had a PC for 9 years. Why don't you play any PC games? What do you have for that? Intel Core i3. Intel Core 2 Duo. Oh, Core 2 Duo, dude. The ultimate gaming setup in the early 2000s. If you don't have Core 2 Duo, you cannot play Counter-Strike Source, man. You just cannot run it. Excuse me. Honestly, if you still use the single one and not Core 2 Duo, like if you're not Pentium, you're done, man. You're done. Go back to your Nintendo 64, nerd. Oh shit. Got almost everything on sales, dude. The fact that you able to build €800 for PC You can run Elden Ring on high. You got such good deal there. That's a fucking steal. Holy fuck. Good shit. It was before Rona. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Last time I used PC was when Duke Nukem Forever was still being talked about. Motherfucker! That was Jesus Christ. It was like years ago. What the fuck? My god. Apparently GPU price should drop soon. Yeah, that's why I've been telling you guys. I actually was about to buy the GPU earlier this month. But multiple friends of mine convinced me to still wait. Since it's still above MSRP. Because my aim is 3070 minimum. Pushing it 3060 Ti, but I think I'm gonna stick with 3070. I don't want to go below that if I can. I'm not planning to upgrade my GPU again in the next fucking couple of years. I want to make sure I can go as high as I can. As in right now, I think for Nvidia, the price is still 125, 130%. It's like 30% above MSRP, but AMD is already nearing 100%. It's like you can get a GPU, AMD GPU for like 110%, but because I stream, I need the NVENG encoder a lot, because that really helps with performance for streaming compared to AMD. So I'm gonna stick with NVIDIA, unfortunately. If not, I would have got AMD for sure. Sag. Now you can just wait for 40k series? Nah, man. I'm not buying 40k series. Not happening. That's just gonna bust high in price for sure. It's possible Raku, so without sales, the GPU prices, so 1.5k at the most you get a great PC. True. Takes you about 15 seconds to Google how much PC Identical PS5 would cost you, and hundreds of sites with source parts will tell you 1500. So realistically, that's the minimum you spend on a good PC. On a great PC. Good PC is $1,000. 1500 is great. You can play most games on high. And $2,000 is overkill. It means you can play anything, basically, in the market. And your PC is basically a workstation beast. So you can do, at that point, you can do like a lot of fancy ass rendering, whether it's 3D modeling or some shit like that. 1500 is a great. $1,000 is still doable, but $1,000 you're probably gonna do like medium settings stuff. I heard the price drop thing. I was doubting about buying GPU this week, but I don't know what will happen. It's still dropping, hopefully. Yeah. Considering the 4K series is coming. Old AMD is good now. It's just it's the other way around, if anything. Right now Nvidia is like the least popular option. Basically, if you buy GPU from Nvidia right now, you either a streamer or you just too scared to touch AMD. But in reality, if you want the best the best bang for the buck, you should go for AMD. Because Nvidia, you basically pay extra for same performance. With, you know, minus the ray tracing, and, you know, honestly, who the fuck play games with ray tracing? At this 20, like, in the current year, maybe in the next 5 years, like, it'll be cool. But right now, honestly, no one really play with RTX. Might as well just, like, you know, just don't buy RTX. I mean, don't buy Nvidia for RTX. I feel like it's not worth it. Because right now there's not a lot of games that is like you need at least 3080 Ti to run those RTX games properly. Sure, 3060 supports RTX, but it looks ass. It looks super shit. So yeah. Red calling console performance great. I never really call it shit. Like I said, only build a PC gaming if you really committed to burn that much money, because it is a lot of money just for gaming. That's why I never really recommend you guys to build a PC if you just game. Like for me, PC is my fucking daily life. It's not just gaming. I draw on my PC. I make music on my PC. I plug my guitar to my PC. I work with my PC. I literally do 90% of things in my daily life on this PC. So this bad boy basically, yeah, my soulmate. So yeah, never build a PC just for gaming. If you really, I mean, if you can burn your money, sure, but at that point, might as well pick up a new hobby. Because gaming PC equals to workstation nowadays. So powerful. I mean, Bitcoin crashed hard, so I guess the miners are also letting off now. Yeah, that's part of the reason why GPU price going down. I was asked, my friend who's in IT said AMD best there is, or even a bit worse performance. Yeah, reasonably. But, you know, like I said, only get NVIDIA if you stream, or if you really want the RTX and NVENC, which is for streaming. And, you know, if you do 3D design, they have CUDA cores, which is most 3D modeling use that, like Blender use CUDA core for rendering. Adobe use CUDA core for rendering as well. So if you work in the professional industry, NVIDIA all the way. If you're just for the gaming, AMD. Best bang for the buck. I do, but my PC sounds like a jet engine if I do. Not anymore. This is a thing in the past. That's a thing in the past. AMD is shit is a thing in the past. Officially. I can confidently say AMD is now on par with NVIDIA. AMD equals Fire Omega Lul. Fire Hazard Omega Lul is like a 5 years old joke at this point. $1,500 fab machine? Exactly. VR chat. Actually, if you don't go outside, Steam got you covered. Hentai on trending for a week. True. Let's go to Steam real quick. And oh yeah, okay. One hentai. Yeah. Oh my god, man. Help me. But yeah, it's true. You guys are right. Public opinion on AMD really changed. PS5 also has AMD. Exactly. I told you. So yeah, man. Go crazy. Wait, hold up 1 second. I gotta lock the door. And Red doesn't own it. What? I have enough hentai. I don't get hentai games. I own one, but it really sucked. Hey, that's a good pun. Good one. I'm dead serious when I say I was considering a PC just so I could mod different hairstyle and tattoos on Cassandra and AC Odyssey. Does that count as it being down bed? Probably yes. Probably. Oh man. Oh my. You can already download pre-order Scorn. Oh man. When I play this game, I'm gonna farm so many Woodface and Dance Gaming just from playing this game. I'm excited, dude. If you guys gonna puke, if you guys gonna watch me play this game, don't forget to bring a plastic bag on the side, okay? Okay. Last case, better being red. What do you think about Neon White? I'm pre-ordering that. I love I love Neon White. I really love that thing. I love that game. It's a good shit. It's from the devs of Outer Wilds? No. Yeah, you probably mixed it up. Cocoon, Wolong, dude, Hollow Knight Silk Song, bro. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Finally actually get this game. Holy shit. The page is not available. What the fuck? It's crazy though, crazy. Oh, never mind. Wait, what? The page just gone. What the fuck? Oh, it's here. Look at this drama. What is this? JSJ. Okay, I'm done with fucking. I'm not down with drama right now. Pass. Don't care. Plague Tale, Light Years, Scorn. Why the fuck Hello Neighbor 2 is in here? Huh. Forza, Hot Wheels. We could like reinstall the game to check this one out. I'm down. This seems like a fun one. Dude, Riot Games on Game Pass, that is... I did not see this either. We gotta have so many new players in the game. New target practice. No, I'm kidding. Hell yeah, it's gonna be fun. Diablo 4, dude. God damn. God damn. Alright. That was Xbox Bethesda. That was pretty fun, isn't it? I actually enjoyed that. That was actually pretty good. Good shit, man. Good shit. Good shit, good stuff. We eat good. This week, chat. We eat good. Also had not drama. You already showed that one. Man. Duke Nukem movie. Oh my god. Alright, chat. Anyways, that is all for today, people. It is a very short stream. But like I said, I'm just here for the Xbox Bethesda because it is a Sunday night. Tomorrow's Monday. Bada bing, bada boom. You know how it is. But do not worry, we'll be back again tomorrow. Because tomorrow is Monday. If not tomorrow, I'll be back on Tuesday. The usual thing. Gonna play some games. Oh shit. Oh shit. Dude, Hideo Kojima. What the fuck is he doing in the Xbox? Holy shit. Welcome though. Welcome. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Alright. Anyways, chat. That's all for today. Thank you guys all for watching. It's been fun. It's been fun. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for some actual gaming. Whoa! Because that was... I think this is the last one, right? For Summer Game Fest. So starting tomorrow, we're gonna go back to the usual schedule. Where we'll be doing some gaming, drawing, React Andy, a little bit of guitar playing here and there, and then gaming. The usual shit, the usual shit. There's a lot of games to play, honestly. There's a lot of games, there's a lot of demos to play. It's gonna be an exciting one. And I hope you guys are excited as well. We got, new content from Bright Memory, some other games, some co-op games. Metal Gear Solid 5, some Evil Within 2, that one weird game from Team Ninja that I still haven't played. Yeah, so many good shit. Well, gotta check them out. God damn. But for now, I'm a peace out. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you everyone for chilling on the chat till the end of the stream of this very out of nowhere stream on Sunday. If you're new here, as usual, don't forget to follow the channel. If you're new, it's free. So I appreciate every single one of you. Follow me on socials, Twitter and Instagram, if you want to keep up with me off stream and all my booba arts that I upload. So all of them on Twitter or Instagram. Check it out in the panel down below, or type in !socials in the chat. And also, if you want to hang out with the peeps off stream, you can join our Discord at Rap House channel in the panel down below, or type in !Discord in the chat. Yeah, all the peeps in Discord are definitely not weird. You guys can check them out over there. Yeah, definitely not weird. Don't worry about it. Chat be nice. But other than that, I think that is all. That is legit all of it. Thank you guys all for watching. And as always, take care of yourself. Drink a lot of water. Eat a lot of these nuts. Got them. Eat a lot of veggies and fruits. Drink coffee or water, whichever is your option. I don't fucking know. And I'll be seeing you guys very soon, which is tomorrow. Take it easy. Much love. Enjoy the rest of the night, the weekend. And as always, stay healthy, because I want to see you guys again. Love you all so much. Johnny. Skirp. Love you guys. Good night. Whoop.